All quiet on the set, please. We ready to rock and roll? Everybody's ready to rock and roll?
Ready. Wait, hold on.
Okay. Nice job.
Machine gun. Only done through my life.
All right. Well, we cleared out the cobwebs. We're ready to rock and roll. Welcome to the AlphaXperience, Season 2, Episode 4. Still sponsor free, but thankful for cozy fires that bring new things.
And thanks to Mom for setting us up, man.
And thanks to Mom for setting us up as always. You're a good kid.
He's Papahuate, I'm the boy, and this is the special Bonfire edition of AlphaXperience.
That's nice. You did a good job. Should we get on with it?
Yeah. Sitting in different places, though, man.
We are sitting in different places. We're getting the routine going, and now we decided to shake things up a little bit. On today's episode, we're going to be joined by our first guest.
Yep, he's not wearing boots.
But we're in cahoots.
Smart as I think newts.
Needs to eat more fruits.
There, he already pollutes.
Looks good in swimsuits.
Lucky he telecommutes.
There are no substitutes.
Certainly no disputes.
He's the preventer of advanced persistent threats, the supporter of youth sports, the dad of girls, the Black Widow's husband, and our first guest.
The one, the only, Uncle Coots.
Woo! Uncle Coots in the house.
The AlphaXperience. I'm honored.
Woo!
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, Train's happy for you too, man.
Sounds like
Train in the background. We pulled out all the stops for you, baby. It only took us 3 starts to get this one rolling.
How much did that train cost you guys?
Woo! Set us back a little bit. There's not going to be any more episodes this season. So, yeah. Let's get rolling. This is our best episode yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you always say that at the same time, so I just kind of believe in you now.
Is that right?
Just trusting that every episode is the best.
We got the Coots McGoots up in the house, so you know it's going to be a good one, right?
That was an epic rhyme.
What's that?
That was an epic rhyme on the intro.
Yeah, did you like that?
That was solid.
Yeah, I mean, you deserve a solid
appreciate it.
intro.
Appreciate it. And it was timely. It was info from this weekend. This week.
There was.
That's impressive. I'm impressed with the quality of this production.
We're also going to have our guest to speak up in his normal volume so that the microphone picks you up.
Roger that.
We need to get a boom mic in here sometime, but you know, it's a little bit of a shoestring budget still. So how you doing so far? You feeling good today?
I'm good. I'm good today.
Yeah? Well, we're going to jump into all sorts of things today. We're going to talk about, I think we probably should start off with safety tips for communal dining.
What?
Safety tips for communal dining. What to do when you're eating out with a whole team full of little people and try not to get food poisoning. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We'll talk about the 2024 World Series champions, the Dodgers, and what it's like to catch them during spring training. We'll talk a little bit about school and Tinkercad and maybe the Battle of the Books. You read another book? You read the Zed?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll talk about Zed. We'll talk about whatever Uncle Coots wants to talk about. Maybe a little bit about Claire de Lune and the piano. We'll talk a little bit about baseball cards and football cards and Star Wars cards.
Chewing gum.
And chewing gum. We'll talk a little bit about chewing gum. Maybe have a Nerf battle. We'll talk about Pootie Tang and pallets, packing, and a impending yard sale we're about to have. Yeah? That sound good to everybody?
That sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Do we need to stoke the fire at all?
A little bit.
A little bit of the stokage? I'll throw a little bit of the stokage on there real quick.
Stoke us up, Papahuate.
I probably shouldn't grab the end that's been in the fire.
That sounds painful. Don't do that.
I'll just stoke it up just a tad.
I've seen how you stoke it up just a tad. Less than a tad.
We'll see how that goes.
That's going to look good, I think.
You think so?
Okay, ready.
You know what time it is?
What
Fact
time
of the
is it?
week?
It's time for Fact of the week.
Yeah.
That a boy.
Oh,
Fact of the week, in honor of our guest, this week's fact is etymological. What does that mean, etymological? Are you smarter than a 5th grader?
I believe
I know what
this answer
endemic
is.
means.
You know what etymological means? Over to Uncle Coots. What's etymological mean, Uncle Coots?
About the origin of words,
That is
Papahuate.
exactly it, man. Check you out, Coots. All right. So, a fact of the week. Cootie. What is the origin of that word? So, it has multiple possible origins. The term may have originated in World War I as slang for lice. I think that's probably what it is. It may have come from the word coot. That's a bird that is often infested with lice. Or the Austronesian word kutu, which means parasitic biting insect. And then, of course, cooties is the imaginary disease that you pass between you and other kids on the playground and you use to bully everybody and everything. That's how I know cooties. But did you know that in 1915, the Irwin Smith Company of Chicago developed the Cootie game? Way back in 1915.
Sounds amazing.
It is amazing. It involved positioning little capsule-shaped cooties into a trap on a background that showed a battlefield. Also, in 1948, William H. Shapper invented the game Cootie, in which you try to build a three-dimensional bug-like object called a cootie. There's some background for you. But, of course, to us, Cootie originates from a particular set of events. Do you know all the events?
You guys meet in the ball. Then you guys both get the same movie for each other in 05, Pootie Tang.
Yep.
Then you keep on calling him that, and eventually.
Well, before you jump to there, so what ended up happening is we both got each other this movie called Pootie Tang, and we both love the fact that we first off we both quoted from it all the time, so that gave us some joy, and then second, nobody around us knew what the hell we were talking about.
Sarate, my baby.
What a ta! And so eventually he knew quotes better than I did, and he recalled them. I mean, it's 20 years in the making now. We've been doing this for 20 years. Two solid decades we've been doing
impressive. That's impressive.
And so I started calling him Pootie Tang. And then I called him just Pootie. What's up, Pootie? Right? And so you know that part. And then that's when you come in. You add to the story at that point.
Yep, Uncle Cootie.
Yep, about 10, 12 years later, you couldn't say Pootie, so you called him Cootie, and then you added Unk to it. And we call him Uncle Cootie now, but you called him Unk Cootie for a long time. He was
Uncoodly. Wait,
Uncoodly? You're Uncoodly now, so it's evolved even more.
And we would connect every once in a while at a farmer's market. And then you actually dubbed a piece of food after this whole situation.
Yep.
Do you know what that was?
Cootie cheese.
Uncle Cootie cheese.
Uncle
You
Cootie
got it.
cheese. It was habanero cheese, an orange habanero cheese. It was a little bit spicy going in and out. And he bought it for you, and you ate the whole thing. You ate like a third of a pound of this habanero cheese, and you had a little bit of a case of the red ass the next day. But you loved it, man. And we had to get Uncle Cootie cheese all the time. For years, we had to buy Uncle Cootie cheese.
And I still want Uncle Cootie cheese.
Yeah, you like it, because you like that Carolina Reaper and the ghost pepper and stuff like that, because you're crazy.
That's impressive.
Yeah, I can't do that stuff anymore.
That would hurt
Yeah.
on both sides.
Yeah, but my Damie over here, he could have kicked it back a long way 20 years ago. It was really
Kappa
good.
chow.
What? What?
I'm a batty daddy, lifetime.
I didn't know what you were talking about.
Call me on the patty style. Oh, it's like 20 years ago. Nobody else in the room knows what we're talking about. It's awesome.
What is
It's
it, man?
awesome.
Batty tatty levitai.
What did you say?
So at some point we'll we'll clue everybody in. I got to check out that movie again real quick to make sure you can watch it. It's PG-13, but I don't remember it being PG-13. So we'll have to see. So I've queued it up. We could maybe watch it tomorrow, but I got to pre-watch at least a little part of it. So, but yeah,
We can work our way in and then
See what
pause
happens.
it if it starts to go south.
you're right. We could do that. So, so kicking into it, Uncle Coots, tell us about your arrival. You looked whiter than normal when you showed up on the front doorstep.
I had a rough arrival, Papahuate and the boy. It was rough. So trip out. It's great. I'm on the flight. I'm working. Things are going well. Just before I land, I'm starting to feel a little rough. Maybe that breakfast bagel just wasn't sitting right. Couldn't quite figure out what was going on.
Yeah, it was the bagel.
It was a bagel. And then about halfway through the afternoon, it's about 6-7 hours after eating breakfast, the food poisoning kicks in, and it kicks in hard. So I make it through the afternoon. I take a lift and get here to the home of Papahuate and the boy and them mom. And I can barely make it from the car to the door. But luckily, Papahuate is very sensitive about these things. So he films the entire process of me hobbling my way to the front door. I go directly to the guest room. I keel over, clothes and all. I'm not even sure I took off shoes. I may have.
You left your jeans on for sure, and your jacket.
And I slid in bed, and I think 16 hours later, I got myself out.
It was a long
It was a
time.
rough entry.
Yeah, we thought at least 3 or 4 times whether is he dead? Is he resting? Should we check on him? Does he need anything? Yeah.
It was touch and go for the guest appearance, but I rallied because I used the power of Pootie Tang.
What a time.
Sarate, my baby.
Yeah. You want to talk at all about visiting your office and how you made it into a Technicolor dream?
No,
Probably not.
I think we'll skip that
You
part.
skip that?
I think we'll
Okay.
skip that part.
We'll jump ahead then. Yeah, you did. You posted at least, and then you ran the next day. So we went out to Camelback Ranch, caught the Dodgers warming up, talked to a lot of cats that are really into the Dodgers for certain. How'd you like your trip out to Camelback Ranch?
I gotta tell you, that was really cool, man. I think I've been to 2 spring trainings before, but this one, because you got the world champs and you got the proximity to their home city.
Yep.
Got a lot of fans, a lot of energy, jacked up.
Very
We're
much.
seeing, now I don't follow baseball as much as I follow, say, football or even college basketball, but you see the guy who had the walk-off homer.
Walk-off grand slam in the
Grand Slam.
World Series. Freddie Freeman, man. We were like 20 feet away from watching him doing batting practice for a half hour.
Amazing. And you got the guy next to me talking about Kike and give me all the details about utility player, and it's all about being in the locker room, it's all about the dugout and the power, and that was pretty cool. And then who's in it? Muncie could be my new favorite player. I love that name, right? I think it's Papahuate and Muncie from now on. That's what it should be. It was good stuff.
What's up, Muncie?
What's up, Muncie? No, we're keeping the boy. Maybe I'll be Muncie today.
And then we certainly heard everybody yelling Otani, but I didn't see Otani.
I didn't see him. I was looking forward to that sighting, but we didn't make it. But batting practice was cool. There were a couple kids out in the outfield shagging balls. One of them was catching those balls.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And it was good. It was a good day. It was good catching up. And I think I might be rooting for the Dodgers this year. That might have turned me, at least for the year, into a Dodgers fan. So we'll see.
I don't know about the MLB, but you certainly got to find a new football team, man.
Yeah. I have. It's over.
Go
Still.
the Jets.
Yeah.
We're in a rebuilding
Still,
season.
the Mariners are our team, though.
That's right. The Mariners are our team all the way.
Oh, by the
Mariners
way,
could beat the Jets.
my glass.
No doubt. I mean, the Seahawks, I don't know. We don't even want to talk about that. The Seahawks made a lot of moves this week. I don't even know if the boy knows about the moves that have been made.
Oh no.
He's going to be a little disappointed, I think, when he finds out.
Who are your favorite players on the Seahawks?
Geno Smith
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Who else?
used to be Russell Wilson, but now he's
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who are your other favorites? D.
What?
D. K.
No, not DK Metcalf.
Not DK Metcalf? No?
That's good.
Okay, cool. He got traded 2 days ago.
He's going to the Steelers where there's nobody to throw to him, but
Yeah,
could
right.
have a whale of a year
Yep.
catching air.
He got traded to the Steelers. Gino got traded to the Raiders.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What do you mean Gino's gone?
And we signed, yeah, they traded Gino to the Raiders, so we don't have to pay him $25 million. And instead, we picked up Sam Darnold, another former Jet quarterback, also a former Carolina quarterback, a former Viking quarterback, and somebody else. He played somewhere else too.
Did he in the majors? I don't think so.
Yeah, he
Do you
played for
think?
some other team.
I thought he came in.
He was a-
Jets, went to Carolina.
Because it was with Baker
Was there somebody
there.
in between
Yeah,
Jets and Carolina? 'Cause
yeah,
from
he went to,
Carolina.
like-
He went to the Vikings.
No, he went from Carolina to somewhere else. To the
Oh, did he
Vikings.
really?
I
Okay.
think we're gonna have to check that
Yeah.
one out. So now instead of paying Gino 25, I mean Gino, he's 34, 35 years old. I mean, he ain't gonna be running real hard for any time. But we're paying Sam Darnold now 33 million instead. So, all right.
How old Sam?
Well, I mean,
20s?
I think this is his fifth team, so I think he's 5 years in now. So he's probably like 28 or something like that. Maybe 29, maybe in that ballpark.
Yeah.
So
By the way,
Yeah.
my glasses actually help me see like 10 times better here. I don't know if it's like
put your glasses on then.
the
man.
heat waves that makes it so hard to see your guys' faces, but there you go. I
Cool.
can see so much better now.
All right, we'll have to see who the Seahawks are because we're dropping players and picking up players, and we lost Tyler Lockett and Sam
What?
Yeah, they just dropped him. They'll probably pick him up again this way. They don't have to pay him as much, but like Jackson Smith and Jigba is the veteran. At least we still got Charbonnet and we got Kenneth Walker the third still running the ball.
I love a nice glass of Charbonnet.
Yeah. Oh, you know what I love around the fire? It makes me think of Mel Brooks. You ever see Blazing Saddles?
I did. Oh. Oh, careful near that flame, man.
I know,
We're
right?
talking about some methane
Right
problems.
there, right there. All right, hey, let's pivot so the boy can tell us a little bit about what's going on. in
Machine
his
gun
life.
faults.
That's you. You got the machine gun farts. That's your thing, man. Tell us about Tinkercad, man.
Landed.
Do you know what Tinkercad is?
He showed me a little bit. So,
Yeah? What have you been doing on Tinkercad? You've been spending a lot of time there lately. What are you working on?
Becoming a semi-popular user.
Is that right? Tell us a little bit about what you're creating before you tell us about how much people like your creations. What are you making right now? What'd you do this week? I haven't seen for a little while.
You got a favorite design on there?
What
buddy?
are you making on there, man?
All sorts of stuff.
What's that?
All sorts of things.
Yeah, tell us about one or two of them.
I'm working on making like 8-bit Marios. So I
Alright.
find an image of the sprite like sheet online. Excuse me. Download it. Use a color picker website and get the colors, and I make it out of like cubes on Tinkercad.
All right. We have another potential guest joining us in the background. Shadow's in the back there looking for geckos or lizards or whatever.
I was hoping it wasn't a Arizona mountain lion.
Right.
I had my back to it. I was getting worried, fellas.
But she's interested in something over there. So yeah, what else? You spent a lot of time on there. So are you going to try to print one of those 8-bit Marios?
Probably, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm also surprised at how fast of a wait that like more and more people are seeing my things, because for like 3 whole years I was just like, no one knew who I was, and the only thing that I was getting was just people copying my designs and stuff
Yeah.
to use in their own things or print it out themselves. And then suddenly, after I joined from a 7-month break, the next day, like 1 or 2 days later, I get a like from like a really like well-known and like
A good designer.
a good designer, a
guy's
good
real
user.
popular.
Yeah, and they make really cool things, like the Eiffel Tower made out of Tinkercad's hardest like design thing, a scribble,
Uh-huh.
which you have to
Oh, yeah.
draw on the touchpad.
Right. I've seen you do that.
Yeah. And it's like...
So that
and
guy
then-
saw one of your things and gave you a like, and then boom, you're going viral?
Well, no, that's not how it works.
Okay.
I think it's because everyone who's liking my stuff is somehow connected in a way.
Okay.
So, like, the user, like, I started making more stuff, and then the next person was Tinkercad's largest, like, user and 59,000 subscriber YouTuber HL Mod Tech.
Okay.
And then it suddenly grew. So it was like, it just went from like one person and then it just all kind of grew. But one thing that every single user has in common is that they are related in some way. They are somehow connected in some way. So this person, one of their friends, knows another person. So kind of goes, tells them and then tells them and so on.
It's like 6 degrees of separation.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking of actually.
Yeah. So how many people like your stuff?
I'm trying to remember. There's actually a design that I made called the Great Wall of Likes that I made like 5 days ago. And all it is like I am just trying to, like, I'm not trying to. I just record every single like or copy that someone has done on one of my designs. So if someone likes it, I put their name on the like side. If someone copies it, I put their name on the copy side. Or if they do both, I put them in the middle. So I
Okay.
just kind of sorted out all the names, and I'm trying to remember. Be like 7, 8, like unique, like different users who have liked my designs, and maybe like, like 12, 15 people who have like copied my designs.
Okay.
So I don't like put every single like time that someone does it. I do it by like unique user, you know?
Okay. So you got like a cool little group you're like rolling with now.
Yeah,
That's
basically.
nice. All right.
Impressive.
I'm gonna.
I'm just kind of in the side of things, like though, kind of like hidden away, but still just there.
That's nice. That's good for you. I got nothing. I got Uncle Cootie. That's all I got.
Yeah, you
Come
know what
on,
else is
man,
nice?
you
Get
have-
some wood on
you
the
have
fire.
your-
Yeah, I'm gonna stoke up the fire.
So, boy,
Yeah.
got more likes on your designs or listeners to this podcast? What's the vote? What do we
More
got?
likes on my designs.
Likes on the designs. Okay.
I probably have about like maybe 30, 45 like likes on them.
All right.
All right, let me stoke this thing up again real quick. Uncle Cootie is he's a little bit frail these days, so we gotta warm him up.
What about you, man? You're older than Uncle Coots.
This is true.
Neither of you guys are frail. I would
No.
think it's me.
Well,
I used to walk around with Papahuate on my shoulder.
yeah, this is true. We have.
Oh.
I'm pretty certain. I'm fairly certain that I got a concussion one time in a bowling alley with your Uncle Coots.
Did I think about that?
Pretty sure.
You said
Wait.
that in one story, Uncle Coots was just laughing as like your thing happened. Remember?
When I blew my
Oh.
knee out.
Yeah.
I was at the physical therapist. Yeah, Uncle Coots came out for spring training when I was going to rehab for my knee. The very first time that they took my knee out of the full leg brace that went from my hip to my ankle. And it was the first time I was going to bend my leg, and I was in so much pain, and I was dying. As they're like, let's go to 110 degrees, let's go 115 degrees, and they're bending my knee, and I'm howling. It hurts really, really bad. And all he's doing is he's like at the best comedy show he's seen in a year. So
You ever see a grown man scream like a girl? That was surprising. That was
Yeah,
surprising.
you were laughing pretty hard, and I have it on video. I have that on video too. He's
You just got.
videotaping me.
You just got like revenge on him, like by taking a video with him.
This is
There you
true.
go.
This is
Yeah,
true.
We should put those side by
Yeah.
side.
I immediately thought of like when you talked about you had that on recording. I immediately thought, yeah, that.
I haven't seen that yet. I need to see that. I
Yeah.
don't know what I look like.
I'll show it to
I can
you.
imagine.
It's okay. We'll add it to. There'll be a little clip here in the middle of the podcast. Right when you're talking about it, we'll do a split screen. But yeah, well, cool. I'm glad the Tinkercad thing you're getting back into it again. You really enjoy that, and you made some pretty cool stuff a couple years ago. So that's neat. Good for you.
Good.
All right. How about school? Anything else about school you want to talk about? Yeah, not really.
I mean, there's not much really.
How about Battle of the Books? How about tell Uncle Coots what the Battle of the Books is?
It's like you read like 7 to 9 books, just depends on the year, and so like these people, like all the areas in that public school zone, I think, or something.
Yep, everybody in the district.
Yeah, I'll give in like a list of books that they have to read, between 7 and 9 usually, I think.
Yep, that's right.
And they are then it's a competition, April, like early April, late March, like in one of those 2 months. Gonna be in April this year, and you all quizzed on stuff, and it's a team vote. So, like I would say, how many? Like 15, 18 different
There were
school
18,
teams?
20 teams up there. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, like how many teams were
The ones
there
on the stage?
last year?
Yeah, it was close to 20 teams.
Okay.
So teams of 4, and you're up on the stage, and
Well, 4 or 5, I think.
the 5th person's an alternate. They don't get to go up
Oh,
on
yeah.
stage. But yeah, the teams of 4, and from representing all of the elementary schools in the district, and they do a quiz, and they got 20 seconds or 30 seconds to answer the question.
Sometimes 45 if they have to write it down.
That's true.
It's a team. So here I'll explain it. Actually, today I had a class at a Battle of the Books meeting, and I kind of refreshed my mind on the rules.
Yeah.
Because that's actually what we just did.
Remember we talked about in between episodes, we're going to work on summarizing things, though? We don't need to know all of the details. We just need to know the interesting stuff.
Yeah. So the way that it works is, like you read these books on a list. You're then gonna be quizzed on them. Like, so in weekly meetings, we all do tests and like quizzes to make sure that we are all doing stuff and
So you have
stuff.
reading comprehension. You didn't just read the books, but you can remember the content.
Yes, and it's always a team vote, and so when you're doing the competition, this is going to be one of the people who have joined your elementary school team is going to be the team captain. It can be you, and what it is like a team vote. So let's say that
In the Great Pet Heist, Bob has an idea to go someplace and take everybody with him. Where does he want to go?
no,
Like that?
that's so it's
That's not it.
so the first full. So there's 5 rounds of 6 questions. The first 4 are questions of in which book,
Okay.
and then the last 2 are kind of obvious, like you know what book it is in, but it's like which character did this, and stuff like that. Actually, here's a real question. Like one question that we did from today that's like one of the 4 is like which book mentions a World War One like weapon called the Big Bossa.
Okay. I bet you knew the answer to that one.
Yeah, but I kind of got fooled with it for a second because I had also read a World War One book a few weeks ago, so I got that mixed with me. But yeah, that's just kind of that. And then one of the other things is like, what is the name of the character who tries to? Oh yeah, here in Zed Watson, there's this guy. I forgot his name, Witchord or something, who's like basically the main antagonist, although he plays a relatively small role. He wants to steal the book. I'll talk about that too. Like, he wants to steal this, like, book, and claim it, like, as himself, because it was, like, never copyrighted and stuff. And stuff like that become really popular. And it might ask, like, what was his name? And stuff like that.
Okay. I think that putting wood on the fire here and doing nighttime episodes might be good, because we're going to want you to summarize the event in under 3 boards.
So when they ask questions, do they ask it, can anybody on the team answer? Or is it
The team
directed
captain.
at only the team captain?
So,
Okay.
so the way it works is everyone kind of votes on what they answer. If no one knows, they're just gonna try to figure it out with like logic, basically. Like if there is a mention of a volcano, since there's really like no other volcanoes in books, it'd be Lay in the Fire Goddess. And it's kind of how it works. Everyone votes on it. And then team captain pulls up a sheet of paper. It says the name of the book, and there you go. That's your team's answer then.
Okay.
How'd your team do last year?
Second place.
Second place, pretty good.
Very nice.
1 point differential.
Now, what if it's a tie at the end of regulation? Do they?
Oh,
crown
yeah, it
two
goes
champs?
into like death. It goes into
Sudden death.
death match.
They call it that?
Sudden death match. I don't know.
They use
It's
the
not
word
very PC.
right. They used the word death in 2024 last year. Huh? And for 2025 this year.
I don't know. I don't
No,
know.
maybe that's what they call it. Maybe not.
Yeah, it's just like then, just kind of like I don't remember exactly how this like sudden death works, but yeah, like then the person will win because you can't really tie basically.
First team that gets a question right wins, or first team that answers quickest?
Incorrectly, I think.
Oh, incorrectly.
I'm not sure. I can't remember exactly how it goes.
Okay.
We'll find
Yeah,
out.
it's been a year.
Or you guys will crush it. Yeah, it's been a year, Uncle Coots.
It's a long time.
Come
It's
on.
a long time. And
It's an
young
April.
man life, you know?
Yep. A lot of stuff going on. Reading a lot of books. All right. Well, that's
7
cool.
to 9.
So you're, so things are going pretty good. So Tinkercad's good. Battle of the Books is good. School in general, though, is a little bit boring right now.
Yeah, we're kind of in a slow area.
A little slow.
Because we'll-
How about a quick touch point for us on Duolingo? How many days consecutive you got going right now?
1,184.
Not bad.
Something like
Do you know what
that.
today was for me? Day 200.
I'm right around there. Not bad.
189 is what like we
Oh,
said?
well, you-
189, 194, 180, something like that.
What what language you looking at?
Espanol.
Bueno, pues hablamos en español para que no entienda él, ¿ok? Ok. Vamos.
Vamos, necesito comer porque tengo hambre.
You need to eat because you're hungry?
Sí.